This video is going to be general concepts that I wish I knew and heard of before I jumped into the NFT space, and pretty much anything that I think I should have known before I really got into the whole NFT genre as a whole. I still struggle to find genuine videos on YouTube that truly explain everything you need to know before you dive into this, because this space can be super fucking confusing and you can lose your money really, really fast. You hear words like MetaMask, OpenSea, wallet addresses, gas fees, contracts, and majority of people lose interest at it because it just sounds super complicated, and it kind of can be. I got super lucky with my second NFT mint. My first one was a total flop. I lost $300 in 10 minutes. For my second mint, I was able to turn an initial investment of $800 into $7,000 overnight. You can make a hefty lot of money in this space. After making $7,000 overnight, I really saw an opportunity to dive headfirst into what NFTs really have to offer. After losing some money, making some money, and some endless nights in Discord, because you'll end up being in Discord a lot, I'll give you guys a genuine video on what I wish I knew before jumping into NFTs. So the first thing you guys should probably know is blockchain technology, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I know everything and I'm very educated, because I'm not, and I have a basic understanding of it. But if you're looking to get into NFTs, what you have to understand is how a blockchain works. And first and foremost, a blockchain is essentially just an online ledger that is from one to thousands of computers that are technically running this certain protocol, which is aka blockchain. All transactions are going to take place on this blockchain, and each computer is going to have to verify that that transaction looks correct and accurate. So if all the computers agree that that transaction looks correct, then that transaction is then put through, and when it's through, then once that transaction is complete, that generates something called a block, and then that block is put onto or implemented onto the existing blockchain, which contains all previous transactions and pretty much information that took place on the blockchain. Sounds super confusing, so I highly suggest going onto YouTube and finding a really good in-depth video explaining what a blockchain is. But all you need to know is that it's an online ledger, and pretty much anything that happens on it is generated by a code. There's some authenticity and validation through code for these transactions. That information and those transactions can be available to anyone at any point in time, but they are anonymous, so you will see the wallets and how much money, but you don't really know who that person is, or possibly organization or company or retailer. So the more you understand how a blockchain works, the easier it is for you to use OpenSea and wallets and get into NFT space as a whole. So really go find a video explaining what blockchain technology is, because it'll help you out. Another thing you guys should keep in mind when jumping into NFTs is that crypto and NFTs are decentralized. Reasons cryptos are so popular today are due to this anonymous decentralization. With that being said, anonymous communities are formed whenever individuals buy NFTs. Whether you know it or not, you're essentially joining an anonymous community, or sometimes people do dox themselves, meaning they do reveal like the real name, because of how you can join these anonymous communities and being part of these projects anonymously. You don't have to dox yourself. You don't have to put your identity to what you're doing online, which is scary, but in the scheme of transacting and dealing with business, it's more of a seamless trust process, and it makes the whole efficiency of dealing with money a lot easier. So you guys just need to know that when you're joining these communities and joining this space, that it's anonymous. You don't really know who these people are, and you need to sometimes build a trust before you jump into any type of project. You guys just need to be cautious when you decide on what project to join, because you're anonymous, and these people that you are investing in are also anonymous, unless they do decide to dox themselves, but majority of the time that's not happening. And with that being said, you just really need to trust your gut and trust your judgment in who you trust and how you trust them. The aspect of crypto that no one understands is that there's no big brother coming to reimburse you or insure you of your shit when it goes south. Like if you lose your seed, if you accidentally give somebody your seed recovery phrase to your wallet, if somebody somehow gets access to your NFT, you accidentally make a bad trade and give somebody an NFT for a lower price or for free, you're not getting it back. You're accountable for all of your shit. What I'm trying to tell you is that everything you own is on your shoulders and you're responsible for it. Nobody is going to come and give you an NFT because you lost it. It's not how it works. You lose an NFT, you get your seed recovery stolen. Anything and everything is on your shoulders. nobody's going to compensate you if you lose your stuff. When you do download wallets, whether it's Phantom for Solana, MetaMask for Ethereum, all your seed recoveries, in my opinion, should be written on a piece of paper, and I don't keep any of them digitally because it's really easy for people to either hack your phone, or it's just easy. Everything's online nowadays. I would just totally keep it on a piece of paper somewhere safe that no one's ever going to find, or take it, because that is your lifeline in crypto. If anybody finds that, you are screwed. They will take all your money, or somebody will have access to all of your money, and you probably don't want that. So for your seed recoveries for wallets, I would write them down on a piece of paper. Highly suggest getting comfortable with MetaMask. MetaMask is like the go-to wallet for pretty much NFTs in general. Learn how to disconnect from minting sites after you try to mint, or if you ever connect your wallet to a site, because they might develop their smart contract in a way where they can, if you connect to their site and you don't disconnect, they can backtrack into your wallet and possibly steal money. So just keep in mind, going back to decentralization, you don't know who you're dealing with sometimes. It's seamless trust. So you really have to know who you're dealing with and the best way to protect yourself. So become super comfortable with MetaMask and any type of wallet that you guys use for NFTs, as it will keep your money secure and definitely help you guys out in the long run. The most secure wallet is a hardware wallet, which is a ledger. It's like a mini USB. You can only order them on Amazon. I would get comfortable with them. They are super secure. It's practically impossible for somebody to gain access to that unless you unlock it and then hand it to that person, or they know how to get into that wallet based off of the passcode you set up. But I highly doubt that's going to happen. So with that being said, definitely get a hardware wallet. And also, like I said, write down your MetaMask and hardware wallet passwords, or seed recovery phrases. I'm sorry, not passcodes. Seed recovery phrases on a piece of paper and keep that somewhere safe. Do not keep it online. That's just my opinion. I would not keep your shit online. Whenever you hear the word contract or smart contract, all that refers to is the code that makes up the NFT. Any type of game, application, or website that is created on a blockchain is usually called, or can be referred to, as smart contract. And smart contracts are available to see to everyone who uses the blockchain or protocol. If you start to understand how to read the code, even if you have the most basic understanding, it's going to help you from getting scammed, and just understand what their minting process is calling for, because there's ways that you can optimize contracts to reduce gas fees, so you're not paying as much money for the consumer's end. So like us, the people who are trying to buy NFTs, there are Solidity coders, which is the language used for blockchain coding, at least on Ethereum, that if they know what they're doing, they can significantly reduce the gas prices and really make it easy on our end. So if you become comfortable with at least learning a little bit of Solidity and learning what certain functions and strings and all that call for, then it's going to make your purchasing decisions much easier, because you're going to have a little bit of an understanding of what these anonymous people are trying to give you. So I highly suggest getting a little bit comfortable with Solidity and understanding how to read smart contracts. You can go on Etherscan. Any type of NFT that wants to be minted, their contract is always going to have to be verified before you can mint it, and that is available to the public for you to see on Etherscan. So get super comfortable with smart contracts. Understanding the code will help you user understand the procedure, and if any of the developers create any loopholes to scam you, you'll be able to see that. So definitely get a little bit familiar with Solidity. Pretty much when you are minting an NFT, you are minting it to your wallet, which is through an application such as MetaMask or Phantom. These wallets and accounts have wallet addresses. Those NFTs are being minted to those addresses/accounts. You understand? When you try to process a transaction on a blockchain, because it's online, there needs to be computing power to process that transaction. This is basically what a gas fee is. A gas fee is just a tax, a processing fee, whatever you want to call it, for your transaction to go through on the blockchain. Smart contracts, like I said earlier, can be optimized to reduce gas fees for the user, but that just depends on the person who's coding it. So the price of gas depends on how many people are trying to interact with a certain smart contract at once. So on Ethereum, I've been a part of mints where I have seen the gas from as low as $50 to the highest of $10,000. It is no joke, crazy sometimes depending on how hyped up a project is. If you're trying to mint or put a transaction through on a blockchain, you can pay extra to increase the processing fee or the transaction time of your transaction. I just need to clarify something for you guys. In this guide, I say that by paying a higher processing fee, you increase the speed of the transaction. But what I really meant to say was, by paying a higher gas fee, you're decreasing the time it takes for your transaction to go through the blockchain and generate that block. And by generating that block, if you're minting an NFT, that's getting the NFT. So people pay higher gas in hopes of getting an NFT or a certain drop over other people, and they do so by paying that higher gas price. So please let that be known. And if I say processing fee, I just mean that they're paying higher gas, so the processing time of their transaction is reduced. Sorry. With that being said, if you're trying to mint a NFT and you pay $50 gas price, but I come in and I get a gas fee of $55, but I can also speed up the transaction at a cost of $75. When I put my transaction in, if you're here, I get bumped up in front of you. So imagine 2, 3, 4,000 people paying more money for a faster processing time on the transaction as you get booted to the back of the line. Highly suggest going on YouTube, finding a really in-depth gas fees video. Suggest going on YouTube and finding a in-depth gas fees video, because in the long run, that is really going to help you out if you understand what gas fees are, because people get screwed over and you can lose your money. Sometimes if you try to mint and your transaction fails, you will lose your gas fee alone. Maybe not the mint money, so maybe not the $300 that it costs to actually get the NFT, but the $112 that you paid just for the transaction to go through, but for it to fail, you will lose that $112 or whatever amount of money that was. Also, things called Gwei, which is a whole nother ball game that I really don't entirely understand. But I highly suggest going on YouTube, finding a video that goes a little bit more on gas fees, goes in a little bit more depth on gas fees, because that will help you out so much. The sixth thing I want to talk about is paid shills and influencers. Now, shill just means spreading knowledge of a project, just like sharing a project essentially to a mass amount of people. There's a lot of influencers and people who own blue chip NFTs, which are just pretty much really good projects that have done well. Bored Ape Yacht Club is a really good definition of a blue chip NFT. VFriends is a really good example of a blue chip NFT. Mutant Apes are a really good example. Cool Cats. Those are just some examples of blue chip NFTs. But a lot of people will see a celebrity or influencer promote a NFT project or come out with their very own, and people instantly think that that project will do super well, and it will honestly most likely just end up flopping. In reality, behind the scenes, those influencers / celebrities are most likely getting paid. If you're going to listen to an influencer or celebrity in this space, really, you have to trust that they are giving their unbiased opinion, because it's really easy to get paid behind closed doors in this space. It's so easy for them to get sent 3 ETH, which probably at the time right now is probably about $12,000 for them just to promote a project, say I'm buying this. So always be cautious on who you trust, celebrity and influencer wise, because most likely they're getting paid behind closed doors to promote that project. Whether you're in it to flip, long-term holds, just see what the space is about. In order to really become a part of those communities you want to join or mint those projects, you're going to want to have 3 platforms that you mainly go to for all of your NFT research. And the first one is YouTube. YouTube is going to be a really good friend. You'll find people like me just putting out videos on upcoming NFTs, what projects are hot right now, just market updates essentially, because there's always something going on. Even if it's a bear market, there's always stuff going on. The second platform you're going to want to get super familiar with is Discord. Jump into Discord, learn how to message someone, learn how to scroll through all the channels, join a voice channel, send a DM, watch a video on Discord, become super comfortable with how Discord works, because that is where you will find all of the NFT projects that you want to join, because that's essentially how you become a part of their community, by being in the Discord and chatting and talking to people. So get really comfortable with Discord. And then the last one is Twitter. Twitter's really good just to collaborate with people in the NFT space, to be completely honest with you. A lot of people just tweet about what projects they're looking forward to, how to get certain whitelist spots for certain projects. Twitter is a very, 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 very good open source for NFTs. You just type NFT and you will scroll through and find a bunch of tweets. With that being said, on Twitter, find some people in the NFT space that you really trust and you like their judgment, and follow them. Scroll through who they're following. That's a really good way for you to see who is involved in these communities and within the NFT world, and for you to find good people to get advice from on NFT calls. Not every single NFT is going to make you money, and that is just the harsh truth of this space. You can get super lucky and it can make you a lot of money, or you can get super unlucky and you can lose a good 3, 4, maybe if you spent 1,000. I've seen people burn. I've burnt before. I've watched projects flop before my eyes. You want to invest in projects that you genuinely believe in and really trust the people who are saying what they're doing. You want to look at the roadmaps. You want to really get involved in their website, their Discord, their Twitter, Discord numbers. How many people are within their Discord? Does it seem too many to be true? If it's 40,000 people, but there's barely anyone typing, did they pay for those Discord members? Same thing for Twitter. It's really easy to pay for 12,000, 15,000 Twitter bots, but have zero interactions on all their posts. Every NFT you guys mint will not make you money or make you rich. There's some projects that you'll get super lucky with and will do super well, and then 98% of them will probably crash and burn. My personal opinion is only mint the projects that you truly believe in. You like where the developers are taking the project. You actually see a future. You have a vision. You can see where it can lead to. They are collabing with other projects. But overall, you should only invest in NFTs that provide value greater than themselves. If the project looks super selfish and half-assed, probably don't invest in it. It's probably not going to give you a good return. Every project that does well in this space only does well because they genuinely focus on their community. They actually care about the people who are in their Discord, on Twitter. Go look at the Bored Apes. Go look at the Mutant Apes, Cool Cats, V-Friends. Those communities are super genuine and super helpful. I don't know if you've ever been in any of their Discords or Twitters, but they're actually really helpful. So just always keep in mind, it is really, 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 really easy to lose money in this space. So always be cautious with all of your purchasing decisions. Anytime you connect to a website, anytime you want to join a Discord, a Twitter, be super cautious and be super mindful, and just keep in mind that almost every project in this space is probably going to fail. There's going to be very, 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 very few, as we've seen, that actually have done well. So, with all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Everything I talked about, these were just super, super, super general explanations of what you guys should know before jumping into the NFTs. And the more you educate yourself in this space is better for you, because you're going to become more understanding. You're going to know how shit works, and you're going to cover your ass, because covering your ass in this space is the most important thing that you guys need to do. Because if you don't, you're probably going to lose money, or somebody might get access to one of your wallets, and you don't want that, because then they'll take it and you won't have it anymore. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave it a like, sub, and if you guys want more NFT updates / crypto updates, let me know, and comment what projects you guys are looking into, or coins, because this is all I do. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed, and enjoy. Thank you.